So, what did Toy Story 4 get rated? Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and yeah, I made one episode of the MPAA rating show, said, hey, this is probably going to be a weekly thing, and then totally fell off on that. So you know what, hey, we're going to pick it right back up, and we're even going to backtrack the last couple weeks. Now, I can't go back all the way, because I think I've missed over a month, but there are at least a few movies I want to talk about that we missed that got notable ratings. The first is that Detective Pikachu got a PG rating. This is important for two reasons. First of all, it suggests that the movie is going to be fairly family-friendly for the most part and won't be too edgy. But it's also the first Pokemon movie I can think of that has received a PG rating. The first 5 movies were released theatrically, and they all received G ratings, which I thought was kind of strange, because I thought that Pokemon, the first movie, probably deserved a PG. It was a little dark and violent despite the whole Brother My Brother song and fighting is bad. So Pokemon has officially entered the PG territory, and it all had to happen because of live action and Ryan Reynolds. Also, Unplanned, which was a Christian movie, got an R rating. This, to my knowledge, is the first Christian movie to get an R rating. Now, there's been some debate about why it got the R rating. Some people are arguing that it is actually a PG-13 rated movie, but that it got an R rating because it is staunchly anti-abortion. Wouldn't surprise me if that was the reason. Just to let you know, I think the MPAA probably does have a bias against movies that are in favor of pro-life choice in general, but I didn't see the movie because I'm not that interested in seeing propaganda, and that's what pure flicks movies are. I kind of gave them another chance with the Little Women movie, and yeah, they screwed that one up. So yeah, I'm having no interest in seeing Unplanned. I also want to mention that 2 movies got a G rating in the last few months, and that was Disney's Nature's Penguins, which, you know, that's kind of obvious. Those always get G ratings. And an Aretha Franklin documentary called Amazing Grace, which I will actually be seeing tonight, which by the time this video goes up will have been yesterday. So, yay, they're still making G-rated movies. But now that we've caught up on the important ratings, let's go back to the last 3 weeks, catch up on the ratings, and find out what movies got rated what and my comments on them. And of course, I have the rating descriptions here, so if I have to turn over and read the descriptions, that's why. There's just a lot to remember this time in general. So 3 weeks ago, Abominable got a PG rating for some action and mild rude humor. This is a DreamWorks co-production with Pearl, which I believe is the 3rd animated Yeti movie I have seen in a year, starting with Smallfoot, which I liked more than I thought I would, and Missing Link a couple weeks ago, which I liked quite a bit actually, and now DreamWorks is doing a Abominable Snowman movie slash Bigfoot. I guess Yetis are just in at the time being for the time, so you know, all have been rated PG, and of course from the first 2 I saw, that shows that we just can't let kids enjoy anything, because you know, Smallfoot probably didn't deserve a PG rating. Missing Link, maybe it did, but it was a very mild one. I sort of doubt Abominable is going to be that bad. Also getting a PG rating, though, is A Dog's Journey for thematic content, some peril, and rude humor. So basically, dog's going to be in danger, you know. Dog's going to be, you know, trying to find his way home. Actually, I don't know much about this one. I hear something, it's about something where like the dog gets reincarnated and is always trying to find master, so I don't know. Also, we have Brightburn. I don't know what it is. It's a horror movie, but that's been rated R for horror, violence, slash bloody images, and language. So I don't know what that's about. I also don't know what Bad Trip is about, but it's a comedy, so I'm assuming it's a road trip comedy, and it's rated R for crude sexual content, pervasive language, some graphic nudity, and drug use. So, no, I can only imagine what kind of movie it is. And then, hey, there's an anime here. My Hero Academia 2 Heroes from Funimation. That is receiving a PG-13 rating for some violent material, bloody images, or slash bloody images, I should say. So, not really surprising. I mean, when I saw the last My Hero Academia movie in theaters, first of all, I enjoyed it quite a bit. But I think most theaters presented it as a PG-13 movie, even though the movie had not officially been rated, and I wasn't too surprised. PG-13 sounds like that's an appropriate rating, you know, for that movie. Anyway, 2 weeks ago, a movie called El Chicano got an R rating for strong violence and language throughout. I haven't heard much about that one, so we're just going to have to leave it at that. But the next two movies they rated, we have heard about. So we all know that Guy Ritchie is remaking Aladdin for a live-action audience. Now, when I think Guy Ritchie, I think PG-13 R-rated movies. But this is Disney, and with the exception of Marvel and Pirates of the Caribbean and Star Wars, Disney tries to stay pretty PG-rated. So, therefore, Aladdin has been rated PG for some action and peril. Which is interesting because the original Aladdin animated movie had a lot of action and peril, but that got rated G, so what's the difference? I don't know. And Avengers Endgame, that movie got rated R. No, I'm kidding, it got rated PG-13. And it's rated PG-13 for sequences of sci-fi violence and action, some language, no surprise there. I actually think some of these Marvel movies should be rated R, because I question, the validity of whether or not it's any safer to have non-stop action and violence if there's no blood. I know, that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, Avengers Endgame, PG-13. Not that the rating matters much. I see 5-year-olds at those movies all the time. So last week, they rated a movie called The Dead Don't Die, which is a comedy from Focus Features, R for zombie violence / gore and for language. Now, I think I saw a poster for this, and if it's what I'm thinking of, this movie has like Bill Murray in it and a bunch of other famous comedians, so this could be a funny zombie movie, and those I kind of like those a lot. Another comedy that got rated last week was something called Palms from STX. It's rated PG-13 for some language and sexual references. And also another comedy, Booksmart. That got rated R for strong sexual content and language throughout, drug use and drinking, all involving teens. It's always a little bit worse when it's all involving teens. I always love how they have to point that out too, like, oh, yeah, there's all this stuff and it all involves teens. Like, like that, like, doesn't make it worse. I don't know. Anyway, moving to the drama side of things, Downton Abbey, which, looking forward to, not gonna lie. It's going to keep its PBS family-friendly roots. It's been rated PG for thematic elements, some suggestive material, and language. Then you have Superintelligence from WB. It's an action comedy. Not heard of it, to be honest. It's being released in December 20th, so fairly late. The funny thing is that actually sounds like that would be a PG-13 movie, but it's actually PG for some suggestive material, language, and thematic elements. Finally, last week, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum has been rated R for pervasive strong violence and some language. Not surprised at all. And then we get to this week where there's only 3 movies that have been rated. And those movies rated have been The Farewell, which is a comedy / drama from A24. That's rated PG for thematic material, brief language, and some smoking. I personally don't think smoking should count on ratings, but whatever. Then we have The Other Side of Heaven 2, Fire of Faith. That sounds like a Christian movie. That's been rated PG-13 for some thematic material, including violence. But the final movie they rated, and this is the one I'm sure all of you are watching to find out what the rating is Toy Story 4. Because, the last time we got a sequel to a Pixar film, which was Finding Dory, they gave it a PG rating, which surprised a lot of people, myself included, because, first of all, Finding Nemo was more traumatic and scary than Finding Dory. And it just kind of opened up this idea, like, so are just all Pixar movies going to be PG from this point on? Are even the G-rated? Because, Inside Out got a PG. Why is Inside Out rated PG? The Good Dinosaur makes a little bit of sense. But we were kind of wondering if Toy Story would be joining the PG area. Well, the MPAA has viewed Toy Story 4. They have assigned it a rating, and that rating is G. Toy Story 4 is staying in the G category, which means I think this year we have at least 5 movies that have received G ratings, which is more than the last 5 years, I believe, if memory serves. I mean, I should actually start making videos like counting how many NC-17 and G-rated movies are released each year, because they are so few and far between. But yeah, Toy Story 4 is apparently going to be completely family friendly. I mean, even more so than The Grinch and Finding Dory and all these other family-friendly movies that don't deserve the PG ratings they get. And I'm going to try to stay up to date on this in the future. So anyway, you know the drill. What do you think of these ratings? Do you agree with any of them in concept? Do you disagree with them? Because here's the thing, we haven't actually watched these movies yet. It always must be known. But does the ratings for the movies you have heard about, do they match your head what you thought they would be? I'd love to know. So comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy these videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even those $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.